Boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sean and Lacey Live. We are back and we're excited and we are better than ever. We got to recover our audience that we lost last week because we were not here.
Don't be mad.
Yeah. So now people, I think we should talk about that. I want to talk about that. But you guys got to experience life without Sean and Lacey last Wednesday. And for some of you, that was probably, you were like, that's actually pretty cool. I got to drink whiskey and get drunk on my back porch and do life without Sean and Lacey. So some of you are not coming back, but some of you are here. And if you're here tonight, this is your chance to win $300. We're drawing 3 names from the Digital Canasta. Welcome to all of the new people that are joining in, who joined the Book Yourself Solid Network after our last challenge. How many do we have? 14 people watching?
We've got 26 people watching,
26.
and I see Stefana on here already. I see some.
That's way
there's
low.
Ted. I see some great new BYS peeps.
I hope a new BYS peep wins $300 today.
Too.
That would be the best
BDC
thing
peeps. We
ever.
love y'all, but I mean,
we got some cool stuff planned for all you BDCers. We got some new cool stuff planned for the BDC peeps.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be unrolling here. We'll have all kinds of new BDC peeps in here shortly.
In general.
Hey, we got a super busy week coming up. I am off to Greenville, Spartanburg, Sherman College of Chiropractic Board of Trustees meeting. We're doing some strategic planning over the next couple of days. And then right from there, I'm going to jump on a plane, head to Las Vegas, Nevada. Got some big meetings in Nevada. And then, of course, Thursday and Friday, Lacey and I are going to be taping episodes of Office Hours with David Meltzer. That means that next Wednesday, we're going to be coming to you live from Resorts World in Las Vegas. Don't miss it. Sean and Lacey Live, we're going to be giving away another $300 or $400. You'll have to wait and see depending on if there's a winner tonight. We're drawing 3 names. Don't forget, you've got to be present to win if you're brand new to the transmission and you are a member of the Black Diamond Club or the Book Yourself Solid Network. Test your chat. You got to test it. You got to just even type test. Make sure that it's working and that it says your name.
Hi, Trevor.
You got to make sure that your chat is working, because when we pull your name, you have 30 seconds to announce yourself, to claim your prize.
The money is mine.
You're a winner if your name gets drawn, but you don't claim the prize until you have said that you are here. You must be present to win. Call your friends. Call your friends and let them know that we are here.
So many people from BYS. And listen,
BYS is showing out tonight.
If you are watching and you have not tested the chat yet, sometimes you have to have an account to make the chat work.
Yeah, that's why I want you to test it.
We want you to test it out now.
You got time to figure it out.
Don't forget, for all y'all that are new, hit the subscribe button for us.
If you're new, subscribe.
Cross over that 2,000
and hit the like.
Mark.
Only 2 people even like the show. Now 21 of you watching,
40,
5 of you left.
40.
It's just getting lower and lower. Your chances of winning get better. But hey, it doesn't matter. Your chances are the same, whether everybody's on or not. Your chances of winning are the same. We're going to post the names of the winners in the groups. If you're not yet a member of Black Diamond Club, go to www.blackdiamondclub.com. Check it out. If you want to join the Book Yourself Solid Network, www.bookyourselfsolid.com.
Yes.
You can jump in with us. Meet all of the cool peeps.
Stefana's complimenting me on my clothes. You know how much I love that, right? So she says she's going to go shopping and go get some new clothes. I'm all about that life.
Well, yeah. And tonight we're talking about mindset shifts that need to be made in order to live more abundantly. And that might be one. We talk a lot about goals and rewards and how difficult it is for us to reward ourselves, how often we hoard our money, we just cling tightly to it, and then because of that we're not able to make more money.
Dave, they're saying you look awesome too. Trevor,
thank you.
You look great. I love those
Trevor
glasses.
Loves the all black. That's right, Trevor. Wearing all black for you today, my friend. All black. Look at that. All black on black with the black frames. Yes. Thanks, Trevor. Going to be seeing Trevor at Sales Revenue and Profit, meeting him for the very first time. Josh, oh, shoot. Josh.
Oh, Sean gave it up. It's okay for
Throw
all
me
of
up
those
a-
that are new. You get to. I know, literally, like just
Come on,
hey.
Sean.
No, I know, no
one week. I'm out
fun.
of
You
practice.
are out of practice.
1 week away. I was
So,
out
for
of
those of you that
practice.
are new, we have a team member typically running our lives every single week,
Well,
and
they
they
couldn't
switch
have
off.
guessed.
Yeah,
How
but
would how
everybody
would
else could
Stefana and
guess.
Ted have guessed Josh?
No, but everybody else could have guessed, right?
They don't even
Everybody
know
else that's
Josh.
been on there, and they come on religiously and they hang out with us every single Wednesday. They love to guess who our producer is.
Stefana and Ted, meet
Meet
Josh. What's
All
up,
right,
What
Josh?
up?
everybody, say hi
What's up?
to
What's up?
Josh,
What's
Vanessa.
up?
We have a lot of new people on here. Lynn's on here, Alyssa on here. We've got Trevor on here. We've got lots of new people meeting. Josh is the mastermind. We need to tell them about Josh.
Okay, Josh is the brains behind all of our funnels, right? Our lead captures, our sales pages,
The challenge.
and the challenge.
Yes.
Josh is the brains behind the challenge. So if you are here because you participated in one of our 5-day challenges,
Say thank you, Josh.
thank you, Josh, for bringing Sean and Lacey into my life. He's the one back there clanking away on the computer. We have
Also,
the whole
shout
team.
out, he's a credit cleanup master. So
Josh,
he
tell
helps
us about
people.
that because I saw you got a new office.
Yeah, Josh.
Yep.
And I
did.
know why that's important. Tell everybody why you need to go to somebody that's got an office.
Yeah, so just in general with the credit space, there's a lot of laws and regulations in that industry. So for me, for example, the reason I got an office is because I need to meet face to face with people. So in order to even receive payment up front, I have to be able to meet face to face and have that written in documentation. But if I take sales over the phone, I got to wait 6 months to get paid.
Oh.
That's
So
wild.
you can now only work with people who are local to you, or at least you meet with face to face.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's interesting. I'm wondering this. Like, could you, let's say, like at Money Matters, could you hold at the event? And it's not called Money Matters. It's called Abundance and Overflow. I'm sorry.
Yes.
At Abundance and Overflow, could you hold like a session with people from all over the country and help them?
Only if I'm licensed in the state that they reside.
So Indiana. Ted
Ah,
is asking,
Yeah.
what's local for Josh? That's Indiana.
you know, what states are you licensed in? Just Indiana?
Yeah, just Indiana right now, and then this year my goal is to get licensed in Texas and then move to Florida, or not move to Florida, but get licensed in
Oh,
Florida.
Oh, you
Josh.
Just
can move to
yeah,
Florida.
Ah,
yeah. So it's a process, but we're getting there.
I love
Great.
it.
And I think Stefana was asking what we're using to stream this. So we actually do use StreamYard, not for this, but we use StreamYard or used to use StreamYard for our podcasts and our interviews there. But specifically for YouTube, we use Ecamm.
Oh.
And so Ecamm is our streaming mechanism that we're using tonight. So well, good.
StreamYard's fine now.
StreamYard's great
StreamYard's
too.
fine. You could
Yeah.
you could
Everybody, a
stream.
lot of people use StreamYard.
Oh, we use Ecamm because we get all the cool sound effects.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Josh.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. We get all the cool sound effects. We get the curtains. So you could see that tonight's episode earlier you saw when you saw Josh. Tonight's episode's being sponsored by Inherent Clothier. www.thisisinherent. Check them out. Awesome, awesome custom clothes. Many times when you see me, maybe even when you see me at SRP, maybe
You
I'll
might
be
have
rocking some
stuff on,
Inherent,
huh?
but you can't see me at SRP unless you got a ticket. Get your ticket today for sales, revenue, profit. I know a lot of our new BYS network people coming over from the challenge, they've secured their tickets. Have you? David Meltzer, Ryan Stewman, myself, Lacey, and Michael Port, author, New York Times bestselling author of the book Book Yourself Solid. Rare opportunity to hear Michael Port speaking about Book Yourself Solid. Oh man, yes.
I'm so excited.
That's going to be super awesome.
Yeah.
You do not want to miss it. Guest list is filling up. We have special appearances on VIP Day by Al Herrera. He's going to be teaching on recruiting and retaining top talent. And we just
announced
Kyle
this
Draper
moment.
speaking on VIP Day, the king of social media content. He's going to be helping all of you VIPers to get your social media content dialed in. I mean, so
This is
now
gonna
we're
be
talking
killer.
about David Meltzer, Ryan Stewman, Michael Port,
I think
Al Herrera, and Kyle Draper. This is a no joke seminar. I don't know
we're
what
gonna
you
be
are waiting
excited to be in the
for. You got to
audience.
get your tickets. We're
Yes.
going to Dallas. It's going to be off the chains.
Huh.
Do not
Yep.
miss.
Oh, there's Kyle. Hi, Kyle. We're pumped too. Kyle's on.
Kyle's pumped.
Kyle's pumped.
I'm pumped.
He said, "I'm so pumped."
Kyle's gonna crush it. I love Kyle because Kyle's got like that preacher flair. He
Yeah.
used to be a preacher, but then he's translated that, brought that forward. But
Into
that's
his
just a
presentation.
natural speaker.
Yeah.
I wish I had like
teacher.
his voice and like pace,
Cadence, demeanor.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
I
I
don't
have
know
this
that
dumb
Kyle's
voice.
voice would fit on you though.
Why not? Of course it would.
We'll all be the judge of that. So for those of you that are joining us for VIP Day on
Let's do
SRP,
this.
everybody can close their eyes and pretend that
I'm gonna have Kyle make a voiceover, and I'll just move my mouth, and then it will be Kyle's voice, and we'll see if anybody notices.
This is the stuff nightmares are made of.
Nobody
for
will
me.
notice.
That's weird.
Nobody will even notice. I wish I was smooth like Kyle.
Kyle is very smooth. We're very excited. I think it's going to be a killer
miss it.
lineup.
Kyle Draper, Al Herrera, VIP Day. You got to be VIP in order to attend that day. Then you've got the next days. You've got Michael Port, David Meltzer, and Ryan Stewman, the hardcore closer, founder of Apex. Look him up. It's going to be a great time.
So let's talk.
Do I have any
mindset
other things
shifts.
I got to
I
talk
don't know.
about?
Oh, Josh, do we have
Just
any
throw
other
it. If I got
announcements?
anything else that I got to talk about, throw it up there, and then I'll see it, and I'll be like, okay. Oh,
Ooh,
what the heck is that?
the collaboration
Who created
network.
that?
I don't know. James?
Is that Club 52?
Yes.
Oh, it's not. Well, it's not called Club. I always call it Club 52.
Isn't that the Disney thing?
I don't know. No, that's 33. Club 33.
Oh.
Here's what we did. This is super cool for all of you guys that are not in BDC or who didn't jump in on this. What we've done is we didn't select. We allowed
Crew 52.
Crew
Everybody's
52.
correcting you.
Gosh, dang it. Natalie's in charge of that. Natalie's brainchild, her baby. She's got this thing on lock too. I love it. 52 BDC members. And here's the idea. We're going to show the power of collaboration and amplification. What if if we just took one BDC member and everybody posted and shared and told their world about it? And here's what happens. You're like, well, but I'm an acupuncturist in Omaha. Why would I collaborate with Lacey in Naples? Listen, there's people in Naples and there's people on Lacey's socials who either live or have friends or family who are in Omaha. Can you imagine the reach and the impact that we would create if we all just chose one person and we amplified their stuff for the week? And so obviously it's only 52 weeks in a year. So we selected out 52 people and we're going to just collaborate. We're going to show the power of collaboration on the most simplest level. I mean, you can collaborate deep, but this is the simplest thing. Super awesome. Super proud of Natalie. She has them making these media kits.
Perfect.
And then they are able, they get all the information's there. And so everybody just shares that out to the world. You're going to get business. You're going to get contacts, relationships,
and it makes
speaking
the algorithms
gigs.
happy, right? Like if they're actually sharing any of your content and you're getting that much engagement, that shows the algorithms that you are somebody worthy of being engaged with. So
you're famous.
Yes.
The algorithm's like, why is everybody talking about Lacey all of a sudden this week?
Right.
All over the country.
Maybe people are wanting to talk about her. We should put more of her stuff out there.
Yeah. Good job, Natalie. Natalie superstar. Crushing it on sales.
But keep
great ideas,
an eye on it because we want you guys to watch what we're doing because this is something that you should be doing with your gang of 5. This is just 52. Gang of 52. Yeah, exactly. All right. What else? Do we have anything else, Josh?
I hope he doesn't put something up there. I don't even know what it is.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Easy.
All right. Oh, for all of you, if there are any chiropractors watching, book yourself solid for chiropractors releases here very soon. It's imminent. Pre-orders are coming in. We need you to get somebody put me the link in the chat, please. How can you get it's available on Amazon? It's available on Barnes and Noble. Get your pre-order. Book yourself solid for chiropractors. James, I need to have a slide. I'm going to need to promote that over the next couple of weeks here on the live. We're talking book yourself solid for chiropractors. Congratulations to Christine Zapata and Michael Port. Did it again. Book yourself solid for chiropractors. Coming out here, I believe it's like March 12th, maybe.
Yeah.
It will coincide with SRP. It's really close to SRP, if not on the same date. big launch party. It's going to be great. You guys are going to be pumped up to see it. We're coming after coaches next. Book Yourself Solid for coaches, Matthew Kimberly and Michael Port. Book Yourself Solid for creatives coming out with Joanne Galvao and Michael Port. And then I'm hoping that we can get together Book Yourself Solid for financial advisors.
I knew, yes.
That one probably will come out next. We got a lot of financial advisors jumping in, and then a lot of other really cool stuff that's right around the corner.
Yep. Very excited. All right. Well, let's talk about money mindset shifts.
Do it.
All right. I'm going to do one and then you do one because I don't know what yours are so different than mine. And I think that people relate.
You're the expert on it. Why don't you just do yours and then I'll say something about it.
I'll
say whether it's good or not.
Okay. So mindset shift number one, I think in the development of my, or I would just say my desire to overcome a scarcity and lack mentality was really reframing how I felt about what at that time I considered debt. So everybody that's listening in the chat, how do you feel about debt? What do you think? How do you feel about it? I think this was one of the hardest things for me because growing up in an environment where all you did was work for an hour, get paid for that hour, work for an hour, get paid for that hour, you had a natural limitation of what you could earn, right? I mean, that's just the reality of it. A natural limitation of what you could earn. And so because of that, that means that anytime you acquired debt, you automatically, this is what I would do. Maybe I'm speaking on your behalf, but I think most people do this. You automatically begin to calculate how many hours you need to work in order to pay off that debt, right? So debt feels overwhelming. And for a long time, I felt like I was drowning in debt, particularly my student loans. When I graduated from chiropractic school, I think at that time my student loans were around $200,000. And for somebody that always equated money with an hourly wage, that felt very suffocating, right? And so here's what I had to learn when I was doing all this work and trying to figure out, how do I reframe my mind? How do I overcome this idea that debt is consuming and crushing, that I can't make enough money to ever pay it off. It will take X amount of years to pay it off. What I had to realize is that when you're looking at things like that, business loans, student loans, business credit cards, anything that you would consider debt that you actually took out to improve yourself, your business systems, your skill set, your mindset, your personal development, your health, anything that you actually acquired that would be considered debt that went into those things, that is not debt. Those are investments. That was a big thing for me. Why? Because when you hear the word investment, what's the thing that you think when you think of investment?
Return.
Good job, Sean. You must have heard this before. Return. ROI, right? And so a student loan, the reason that I took my student loan debt out in the first place was because I was actually investing in myself and in my education. And what I realized is that the amount of debt that I had, the amount of my student loan was a direct reflection of how much I actually believed in myself that I could pay it off. Truly, right? I mean, the reality of it is while you can consider that debt, it was an investment in me. And when I say the word investment, I expect return. I expect an ROI. When I get a business loan, I expect an ROI. I expect that money that I utilize and I took will make me way more money than I took in the first place. And so when I began to look at all of those numbers and realize that they were investments, radically shifted my ability to attract wealth and abundance into my life. What do you think on that?
I like it. Remember that this is an abundance and overflow topic, which you can't buy tickets to yet,
Nope.
But we're going to release those here pretty soon. We're going to meet in the summer and we're going to talk about all things money, what money is, how it works, how you think about it, what your relationship is with it, what to do with it when you get it, how to be good stewards of your money. But the sequence to building wealth, very simple. It's 3 parts. Number 1 is cash flow. You must have cash flow. You can acquire cash flow through lots of different realms or vehicles. Right now, for those of you watching, it's your primary business. This is a show for service providers, entrepreneurs who are service providers. So you provide a service and you get cash flow. And so eventually you get so good at it and you get so full that you scale. So then you have passive, that's truly passive income, where I have other people that are providing the service and I'm receiving from that. It's funny. Ojo, that's Spanish for look out, friends.
I was like,
Ojo,
what's
everybody.
oh?
Be careful of the gurus who are out there. I saw somebody like trying to talk smack about us and be like, well, you don't have to go out there and like, be a coach and give some of your money to, Sean and Lacey or whoever. Listen, that's called scale, my friends.
Yeah.
Right. So somebody who's knocking that clearly does not understand scale. Ojo, you should probably run. So if you have a coach who can only take you to growth and does not understand how scale works, every doctor that works at every hospital around the country, the hospitals are making billions, the doctors are making millions. That's just how it works, because that's called scale.
Yes.
So if you want to scale, that's how you do that. And for me, that's passive income. A lot of people think that real estate is passive income. For someone like me or Lacey, we have real estate holdings, not that passive. We talk about this a lot. Even over the last couple of days, I've been in situations where I've said, Lacey, let's just sell it all. Let's sell all of our real estate because it's work. The oven breaks at Charleston Square, all these things. And then now I'm like, what's passive about this? There's nothing passive about it. We're working. Or our team
Nothing's
is working.
truly
right?
passive, right?
Yeah, nothing is truly passive. Although if you were holding lots of Bitcoin today, that was pretty dang passive.
Yeah.
You just were sitting there and then boom, all of a sudden your Bitcoin went to the moon and then your Coinbase account got shut down. So you couldn't sell it. When you got your Coinbase account back, guess what? It had come back to earth. Too bad for you. Too bad for me. Happened to me too. I was like, man, I'm going to sell all my Bitcoin. And then I was like, no, I'm not. Came right back to earth. Number one is cash flow. Number two, acquisition. You acquire assets, acquisition of assets. So you want to acquire assets. When you get cash flow going, then you start to acquire assets, which might be things like cryptocurrency, gold and silver, real estate. Hopefully you're looking for appreciating assets. And as an extra bonus, if you can depreciate those appreciating assets on your taxes, that's amazing. That's super good. What's number three? Cash flow, acquire assets,
I thought you said investments.
and avoid taxes.
Avoid
You want to
taxes.
preserve your investments. One of the ways is to avoid taxes, not doing anything illegal, but you want to be smart and you want to preserve, you want to create legacy, preservation of wealth. You want to preserve your wealth, right? And so you want to have wealth preservation strategies. We're going to be talking about all of this at Abundance and Overflow. Oh, you've got to be there.
It made me think of another mindset shift I went through that I didn't actually have on my list. So this is really good because this is really important. And you've probably heard this in different ways, but I think that for me, the road to $1 million as a business owner, I felt like you had to figure out how to like make $1 million, right? The mindset was, I have to make $1 million. I have to make $1 million, which means I have to work. I have to put in so many hours to make my way to $1 million. After the first million, I was like, oh, okay, well, we can do this differently. We can invest our way to the next million, right? We can buy property, we can put money in investments, we can get Bitcoin. I can make $1 million and get $1 million that way too. One was I had to expend all this energy. Two was like there's a different way to actually get this. And then number three was, okay, first I make it, then I invest my way to $1 million. Number three was I attract my way. And that was really interesting because what I realized is that you can actually make money by having the right relationships and attracting opportunity into your life versus always trying to figure out how to generate it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really important because everybody feels like in order to get to $1 million, I have to work so hard. So if I want to get to 5 million, I have to work that much harder to get there. I have to expend that much more energy to get there. I have to get that many more clients to get there. Not necessarily, because you can have investments, which is semi-passive. You don't have to work as hard to continue to make millions. And then the last piece is all of a sudden you figure out how to attract millions into your world through opportunity, through relationships, through thinking abundantly, through being open-minded. And so that was a really big mindset shift for me as we evolved in our ability to make more money.
Number two. Well, that's number two.
That's
Number
number
three.
two.
I'd love for people to answer in the chat. What is the reason for expenses? Please tell me, what is the
Woo!
reason for expenses? This is the next third mindset shift that you need to make in order to live more abundantly. What is the reason for expenses?
What you
Put
think?
it
What you
in the
think?
chat. What is the reason for expenses? No reasons?
The chat's
None
really
of
like
none of
slow
y'all none
or
of y'all
something
have
today. I don't
expenses.
see any
Maybe you have to
chat.
scroll it. Oh, it's dead. It died?
No. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Are we
I think it's
seeing?
just like so delayed.
It's super delayed today. I don't know. Well, that's gonna suck because then somebody's gonna come in
Woo!
after. They're gonna come
You
in
guys better be
after we
quicker
announce
on
their.
the
Yeah, you gotta
chat.
be faster. You gotta be now. People are going. Okay, you just got. You have to be faster for me. You got to be faster to win
For
the money.
you. You
Yeah,
gotta be
I'm just saying.
faster to win.
This is a test. This is practice.
Expenses, resources for expansion, revenue to make money, expenses drive returns, necessities. What you got, Sean?
Expenses drive revenue.
Yes.
Expenses drive revenue. The reason for his expenses is to drive revenue. So now we are living in interesting times. But it's funny too. I'm just feeling like dogging some people today
Don't
because
dog
it's the same
people.
people that were like, "Oh, Sean and Lacey are just all
No,
doom and
let's
gloom."
not dog.
When we were telling you about what you needed to do, well, now it's here. And you know what? Those people that said we were doom and gloom, they're doom and gloom. I
Don't
get
be
their
doom and
emails.
gloom.
I see their social media. They're talking about, oh, now we're in a
We're
recession,
here
dude.
to
We already
empower you to make
we
money
stopped talking
and
about the
attract
recession
wealth in
long
your
ago
world.
because what we were teaching you is what to do ahead of the recession. Now what we're going to teach you is what to do ahead of the growth, right? So it's everything's in cycles.
Yep.
Now you're not going to just all of a sudden start doing this, but this is the mindset shift that you have to make, is that expenses drive revenue. I also just put a bonus. What is the reason for assets? Does anybody know? I said you're going to create cash flow and then you're going to accumulate assets. Does anybody know what is the reason for assets? What is the reason for assets? Why do you have assets? What's the reason for assets? Is this chat stuck again? What is the reason for assets? Expenses drive revenue. Assets do what? What do assets do?
Protect from inflation, stability. These are the answers that we're getting.
Anything else?
Hold wealth.
Hold wealth.
Mhm.
Like inflation. What does Mark call them?
Generates revenue.
Inflation adjusted holding tanks.
Yeah, to build wealth.
Assets create expenses. So the reason why you accumulate assets is assets create expenses, and expenses do what? Drive revenue. Oh, that's the secret of the wealthy. Assets create expenses and expenses drive revenue. So then once you have the revenue, you get the revenue and you accumulate assets, and assets create expenses and the expenses drive the revenue. So now I have more revenue, so I accumulate more assets that drive the expenses, and then the expenses create the revenue, and then on and on we go. So here's what you guys need to really understand, which I mean, maybe we just stop at this one because this should keep you up tonight. This should keep you up tonight. Most of you in a time of inflation, in a time of recession, I'm hearing it all over the place. Makes me sad because we have been teaching on this for 2 years leading up to this. When we were the doom and gloomers, we were teaching you how to not be doomed or gloomed. And now you've got the same people that were dooming and glooming, they're in the doom and gloom because they don't understand this fundamental concept about how money works. This is a mindset shift. If you say to yourself, if you understand what I said, expenses drive revenue, assets create expenses, expenses drive revenue, assets create expenses. Then, if you said to yourself at any time this year in 2024, I need to cut expenses, what you really said is, I need to cut revenue. And see, this is the craziest thing. Now, we do not advocate you spending frivolously, foolishly, stupidly, paying money for coaches that don't know how to scale, paying money for people to tell you doom and gloom, but sitting here for free and understanding that expenses drive revenue. You should ask yourself right now, Lacey, what expenses could I incur to drive revenue? Because I know what I want. I know what I want. I want revenue. I want revenue. So I'm not going to cut expenses in order to, I'm going to cut frivolous costs. But if you're like, hey, but I have my my G-Wagon on the company. Okay, that's not an expense. And this is one of the things you need to look at. You need to look at your P&L. And you need to look at your expenses. And for every line item, you need to ask yourself, how does that drive revenue? If it doesn't drive revenue,
Then you can cut it.
it's actually not an expense, because I said by definition, expenses drive
Right.
revenue. If you have a G-Wagon on there and you're paying for that, that's not an expense. That is not an expense. That's a cost.
Yes.
And it might be a cost of doing business, but that's actually not even a cost of doing business. You
But-
need to understand the difference between the two. And heaven forbid, listen to me if you want to survive. Do not cut legitimate expenses, because
Don't
you are
get scared.
cutting your revenue.
Do not get scared. You actually, that's where you press the gas. But this is the most important thing. Most people don't sit down and actually look at their expenses or their costs, right? And so this is something, whenever people are in a mindset of lack or scarcity, or they're worried about money, most people actually avoid the opportunity to investigate this. And that's why you make bad decisions on cost versus expense.
Who's picking up what we're putting down?
They're
Is
putting,
anybody
they
getting
are.
it?
Oh yeah,
People
they're
are
saying,
getting it?
"Holy smokes, we have pack your bag moments."
Oh, pack your
Oh
bag. Who
yeah,
said
Joe
that?
Pisce had a pack your.
Oh, Joe Pisce said
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
pack your bag. Okay.
moment. We've
Okay.
got you're on fire.
I
Yeah,
just had
people
dinner
are
with Mr. Pack Your Bag.
say, "Holy smokes," makes sense. People got it.
Okay.
People got what you're putting down.
Then you better get that discounted ticket to sales revenue profit. That's what I'm
That
talking
is
about.
that, and
That's what I'm
that
talking about.
you can call that an expense, but I would say that's an investment.
That's an investment. Huge.
That was
Drives
number
revenue.
one that we talk about.
I
That's
learned
not
how to
incurring
sell
debt.
better. I
That's
come
an
back on
investment in
Monday.
you.
I'm
You
getting more
expect an
money. I'm
ROI.
driving revenue. How are you driving revenue? Because I know how to sell.
We got
I
to,
know how to sell.
for the newbies, they want to know what the pack your bag moment is.
Pack your bag moment. That's when, so when you come to Dallas, right? You traveled all the way to Dallas. You're sitting in that grand hall room with Lacey and I. We drop a gold bar, and you literally are like, you know what? I could go home. I could pack my bag right now.
And I would be good.
This is a moment that, just that right
that
there.
One moment
pack
was
your
worth
bag.
everything I paid
That's it.
to be in this seat. That's a pack your bag
That's
moment.
a drop the mic. That's a dropping bombs.
That's all I needed.
That's a gold bar. That's a pack your bag moment.
That was worth my ticket price alone.
Yeah. And
That's
when
a
you
pack
get
your
it,
bag moment.
we should trick the newbies. When you get it, you yell out,
pack your bag. I don't know. That's good. Okay. What number are we on?
That was number 3. You got number 4? You got
number 4.
Okay.
You know what number 4 is? This was one that I shared at one of our Money
you have
Matters
like 100
events.
of these.
I have 100 of them, and I will probably go back over some of these because I think
maybe you
these
should
are
put
really
these
important.
in Lessons with Lacey. Who's getting the Lessons with Lacey email? Hope you're liking those. Lacey's working really hard on that. Super rare. You don't see however many straight emails coming out from Lacey. She's writing these emails, sharing these valuable lessons. Maybe you could put some of these mindset shifts to abundance in Lessons with Lacey.
Oh, I should do a whole teaching on this particular one, the difference between scarcity and lack. That one, I remember the first time I taught it, that was a big moment for a lot of people, because so many of you have this mindset about scarcity or lack, and you use the words as if they are the same. And when I say you, I am also identifying that is what I used to do. I'd be like, oh, I have a scarcity mentality. Oh, I have a lack mentality. And somehow, depending on the day, was just what I chose to say in that moment. And so I identified as being in that state particularly. But here's what I did is I wanted to learn actually what these things meant. And let me tell you what's really interesting. Scarcity means that there is not enough of it in the world to go around, right? Scarcity means that externally, there's not enough of it that exists for everybody to have it. So when you say I have a scarcity mentality around money, or a scarcity mindset around money, that means that what you are articulating is that your belief system is, I do not believe that there is enough money in the world to make everybody rich or for everybody to have wealth, which in fact is not true. They say, there's a lot of books out there that say that if you were to take the entire world's wealth, even probably the top 1% of people, and you were to distribute that wealth across every single person on the planet, everybody could have $1 million. Every single person on the planet could be a millionaire if we were to distribute the world's wealth. those numbers are probably not as accurate now. In fact, there's probably more money now than when those books were written.
More
But
people too.
the reality of it is there is money everywhere. There's money all around us. So some people actually have somewhat of a scarcity mentality where they think it's scarce. I can't get it. I can't acquire it. There's not enough for me. Lack.
But not very many people have that. Not many people.
No, but
feel
some
that.
people do.
You have to live like in Africa,
We
in a
go to a lot
remote
of third world
jungle,
countries and
right?
do stuff, and
Yeah.
people believe that.
So where you, well, I mean, if you lived in a remote area and you couldn't see it, but
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's watching this, you got a computer, you could just Google Las Vegas, and then how are you going to tell me there's a scarcity of money?
Yeah.
Google Monaco.
Oh.
Tell me that there's a scarcity of
Here's
money.
what I love about the
Google
scarcity.
Washington D.C.
Well, the scarcity mindset, though. Here's the thing, though. If you have said that for a lot of your life, it's easy for you to break that, is
Right.
what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Because
you're just wrong.
Because
You're
you're
like, oh,
wrong. Like there's so much money out there in the world and in the universe that everybody can have some.
Yep, that makes
So
sense.
you can go to places where there's high concentrations of money to break the mindset of, I believe that there's not enough for me, right? Scarcity mindset, much easier to identify and to attack. Lack is a whole different thing. Lack means that I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I can't generate enough. I can't get enough. I can't get people to pay me enough. I don't have enough in my bank account to do that. I don't have enough under my cushions to pay for that. I don't have enough hidden away to go after that. I do not have enough. That is the lack mentality. But when you're in a state of lack, you can't be in a state of a lack and abundance at the same time. So when you are in a state of lack, I can't pay for that. I can't have that expense. I can't increase that expense to drive more revenue. You can't generate revenue. You can't attract abundance. So the lack mentality is much, much harder to break. But the first step is identifying that that's truly what it is. It's not scarcity, it's lack. And when you identify that you have a lack mentality, then we can start to do work.
You also cannot cannot have a mindset of lack and gratitude simultaneously either.
Right.
You cannot be in a state of lack and a state of gratitude at the same time. A lot of people say that, like, oh yeah, oh no, I don't have enough. I lack, but I'm just grateful for what I have. Well, then you have enough. Like, you have what you have, and you come from a world of more than enough. You're always being protected and promoted. You cannot be in a state of lack and gratitude at the same time.
Right.
You can be in a state of gratitude and abundance at the same time. And so I think the bridge is gratitude, practicing gratitude on a regular basis. What are you grateful for? Noticing the abundance. So maybe you don't have an abundance of coins in your couch cushions, but you have, gold bars stacked up in your closet. I mean, and so many people have that. We were just talking about that on our evening walk. Like, so many people have like thousands and thousands of dollars in cash hoarded up somewhere in their safe, or in their Coinbase wallet. Like, they've got thousands of dollars, and they literally will look you in the face and be like, I don't have any money. I can't do this thing. I can't invest in that thing. I can't do that. I can't buy that. I don't have any money. And I'm like, we got thousands of dollars in cash in a box, or you've got thousands of dollars in your Venmo account just sitting there. Oh, but that's I'm saving that, or whatever weird. And see, that causes you to enter.
It's the hoarding of money, I always say.
But that's a lack mindset.
Right.
Even though I don't have enough.
I don't have
and
enough.
So then I'm not grateful even for what I have, because it's never enough. And so you can't be in a state of gratitude and abundance at the same time. You cannot be in a state of gratitude, or you cannot be in a state of gratitude and lack at the same time. You can be in a state of gratitude and abundance, because you know that you come from a world of more than enough. There's more than enough of everything out there in the world. So none of it's scarce. There's enough love. There's enough everything out there in the world that you need, that you actually need. Maybe there's not enough erodium or whatever the heck, that you don't need that. Like, whatever you need, there's more than enough out there.
You know what I love about gratitude? And so I, for those of you that are new and learning about Sean and Lacey for the first time, one of the things that I think is the most powerful exercise I give people is my evidence journal, right? And that,
Someone should post a link to that too.
So the evidence journal is just an exercise in at the end of every day looking for the evidence that the universe provided you that you do have enough, that you are reaching your goals. And you just put that goal or that thing that you're trying to find evidence for at the top of the page. And then at the end of the day, you write the little things that happened that prove that evidence. And you know what I love about gratitude? Gratitude is an exercise of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude creates focus on the evidence that the universe has provided you of the things that you have, of the things that are more than enough, of you getting towards your goals, right? And so I think that that's why I also love gratitude is it's a bridge to the evidence that's necessary to validate that you're on the right path as well.
Love it. Let's give away some money.
Let's give away some money.
Let's give away
Who's
some
ready?
money.
Money. Speaking of abundance,
Perfect.
Josh been giving away money. So everybody, brand new on our channel. This is the infamous digital canasta. Everybody's name is in
Spin it up.
here. That is in Book Yourself Solid and BDC. And you have 30 seconds on the clock to say, I'm here if your name gets
It's
called.
got to stop on your name. You're going to see your
Yep.
name whizzing by your name,
And
but
if
it's
you
got to
are
stop on
here
your
and
name.
you don't get in the chat fast enough,
You lose.
sorry.
You
Sorry.
cannot. You must claim it in 30 seconds. So
Yes.
be ready. Fingers ready to go. You might as well go ahead and just type in "I'm here," but wait,
here.
don't press enter until you see your name. Ready? Let her rip, Josh.
Digital canasta.
Number
Go.
1. Oh, I saw Adam Funk. I saw Arbuckle.
Katie? Or no, Kathy
Kathy.
Creeth.
Kathy Creeth.
Kathy Creeth. You've got 30 seconds
Let's
on
go,
the clock.
Kathy Creeth.
Let's
You have
Kathy.
won
Let's
$300. Bang, crisp, brand new, digital dollars
Digital dollars.
delivered to you.
Crisp digital dollars.
5 seconds,
Well,
Kathy. Let's go.
5 seconds, Kathy. 5 seconds.
Oh my, Kathy.
Kathy.
You had $300 and it slipped right through your fingers. And
Your
then
digital fingers.
gone. Right.
Julie's there. She can be Kathy.
All right, folks. You know
All
what to
right.
do. Number 2.
Digital canasta never.
Irv.
I feel like Irv's
Hasn't Irv won twice?
I
3
feel like
times? Or
Irv's name
Irv
has
always
come.
wins.
Somebody
How does Irv
really,
always
the
win?
universe really wants Irv to
Irv
win.
wins again?
Has
Oh
Irv
my
claimed
gosh.
the winning?
We draw Irv. He's never.
I'm not sure.
Team's got to know.
Somebody has Irv won yet?
Irv's Pukey Lukey. Has Irv won here before?
Let's see. Stefana, it's hard to see your name. There's probably how many names in there? 600?
No, there's way more than that. It's probably about 750 names.
750 names in there. So it rolls around in there, but not all of them show up. It's really hard to see for James Taylor. He's never seen his name.
I've never seen.
We've
James
also
Taylor's
had people
name
that be
either.
like, I've never seen my name, and then
They
they'll
win.
see their name or win. Yes. So
And we've had, if you win, your name goes back in.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've had multiple winners.
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had husband and wife.
Husband and wife. Aaron and Paul are on here
So,
now.
I mean,
They can attest. They won.
anything
Yeah.
can happen here with
See,
the crazy.
I saw Tamika
digital-
roll by too, Mr. James Taylor.
saw
Your
Tamika
wife,
Taylor?
Tamika Taylor, rolled by. Yep. Mhm.
All right.
All right.
If it lands on James, it doesn't count. Just letting you know.
Good for all his complaining.
Yes, it does not count.
All right.
All right.
Name number 3. Name number 3 for tonight. Josh, get the digital canasta.
Oh! No, it does not count.
No,
No. It does
Are you
not.
kidding me?
It does, no,
Are
do
you
over.
kidding
Press it again.
me? Are you
Press it again.
kidding
No, that is
me? Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
That
James-
is ridiculous.
James Taylor, it's time to
You-
eat dirt.
You
It is
cannot. You
time
cannot.
right now. Wait, where is he?
And you're not
There
even
he is.
talking
Where
to
is
him.
No,
Right,
he
I'm
said
trying
he
to-
can do. Yeah. Oh
There
my
you
God.
go. You're just yelling at the.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe. Well, we did call it out. We said it doesn't count before it happened. So for everybody that is new, James Taylor has been the naysayer, disbeliever, fake name caller for probably the last I don't know.
Since the start of
Since
Sean and
the
Lacey.
start of
What?
Sean
Since
and
we had the
Lacey.
old mechanical, the
We used
regular
to have a regular
canasta.
canasta that we would spin. So it's rigged, and now he loves it. He's so happy. So
That's funny.
Ridiculous.
finally, after all of the complaining, I actually think he showed up just to complain. I'll be curious to see if James is on here next week.
That's actually
James Taylor.
ridiculous.
Yeah, what are you gonna do now?
Just ridiculous.
Josh, they want to know if you stopped it on his name.
I don't think he.
No,
I don't
no,
think he had any
it wasn't
control
me.
over it.
Yeah,
I
can
don't think.
somebody screenshot this so that we can make sure that we have this as evidence that the universe
And
was
we-
like, James, we just need to finally shut you up. You're gonna win.
Well, we talked about mindset shifts towards
Yes.
abundance. Maybe James
had a mindset shift
had a
towards the
mindset
digital
shift,
canasta.
and it just it manifested. I am going to ask Luke to remove James's name for next week, because we actually did check. We were like, hey, is it possible that James's name isn't in
People
there?
are sending me the screenshots on my phone. I love it. Y'all, that is great. I love it. That forever, this one goes down in the history books. We do not control the digital canasta. We cannot stop it on
Hold
a
your
name.
horses,
we
everybody.
cannot input a name.
Time out.
What?
I forgot to shout out the amazing Phil Dieter.
Oh, man.
James, the prize tonight was actually
You're right.
$400.
Wow.
Because Phil Dieter threw in an extra $100 just because Phil Dieter was like, I want to throw down $100 towards the Sean and Lacey Live. So this week's prize was actually
you guys shout out to Phil. Say thank you, Phil.
Shout out to Phil. Everybody say thank you to Phil Dieter. Thank you,
Phil. Because he won and he wanted to pay it forward and said, I'm putting 100 in.
That's pretty awesome.
So
and he's been helping Vanya with the pies. And so we were chatting about getting some help for her. If you didn't see, Vanya had a big order that was placed by Tesla. She got all excited. She bought all the stuff that you need to fulfill a several $6,000, I think, order for Tesla. And then they were like, just kidding. And the community super rallied around her. They were like, well, that sucks. And so the mayor came. All these people are coming out to support her. She's a member of the Book Yourself Solid Network. We're super proud of her for turning lemons into lemonade. And then Elon Musk was like, hey, man, I'm hearing what's going on with the pies.
We're going to take care of
I'm going to make this right. Mm-hmm. Elon definitely has got enough money to cover these pies. He said he's going to make it right. I hope he does. And props to Vanya. I mean, look, you know, a lot of you are like, I just need to catch a break. Well, I mean, she didn't plan it, and it kind of sucked. It seemed terrible for a hot second.
That's one of those
and then the
all
whole
PR
world,
is good PR type things.
Yeah, the whole world showed out.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. And then you had Phil already before that. Phil was trying to collaborate, put together something where he's going to do Free Pie Fridays, where he's going to buy pies from her, and then he's going to be delivering them to places in her community. Those are the concepts that we teach. And then you see, so Phil's being benevolent, Vanya's winning, you could be winning. Phil gave $100 into the pot. James said that it was all fake, and then James takes it all home. Isn't that crazy the way the universe works?
Well, I think this is really fun. I mean, so now, so everyone that was joining us for the first time, you can see what it's like on a Sean and Lacey Live. We get to hang out together. You guys get to hang out in the chat, learn about each other, create more community. We get to give away money. Next week, that means the pot starts over. We'll be giving away $300 next week. Everyone in BYS and BDC, of course, you have a chance to win. Trust me, now, validation. This is validation from the universe. Everybody's name is in the canasta. Even if you've come on for months and you've not seen your name go by, it's there. It exists. It's just in the mix of 700.
Would have been
something
way
more
fun if he didn't win.
I know, but
it was fun that he won, though.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He won. He deserves it. He shows up every week.
He's here every week.
You deserve
crying
it, James.
in his beer about his name not being
I expect a really amazing text after all this rigmarole. All right. Well, and I hope you guys got some great mindset shifts, some things to at least think about, stew over, marinate on, put it in your crock pot, let it simmer. Some things that you can work on when it comes to abundance.
Tell your friends about Sean and Lacey Live. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, share, let everybody know that we got big things going on. We got a lot of super cool things coming down the pipeline for you. Oh, it's an exciting time to be plugged into Book Yourself Solid and Black Diamond Club. We're getting ready to crank it up. A lot of cool things coming your way, but you've got to be engaged. You've got to be committed. You got to be plugged in. We're gonna surprise you and blow your mind better than winning $300, $400. Tell your
Much better.
friends. Have a good night, everybody. Good night now.